Hey guys, my name's Steve. I'm a Canadian strength and conditioning coach currently abroad in Australia, and I thought I'd give you a recommendation to implement in the weight room in preparation for your motorcycle racing season. A couple things right off the bat. We'll go over everything, but the first thing is this recommendation. It may not be for everyone. If you feel pain or discomfort while doing this exercise, it's probably not for you. So I'd look to modify it or even change exercises. You can still achieve the same results. It's just you'll be going about it through a different path. 2, the sport of motorcycle racing is not particularly physical. There are physical elements, yes, and if you've gone racing before, you know these, but it's very technical and tactical. If we're looking at the technical perspective, it's your ability for throttle control, brake control, clutch, body position, lean angle. If we're looking at tactical, it's your ability to choose a line, when to overtake, and it's your strategy within the race. Those are gonna benefit you much more than physical performance. But physical performance can help augment and improve the other areas of racing. Let's quickly go over some of the shapes you see while racing, and then from there we can decide what we're gonna implement in the gym. So as you can see here in this position, we have the knees way up by the elbows, the hips are splayed very wide, and the person is leaned over. And something we're gonna note is where this hip is onto the tank. This is really important because if you've ever gone racing in a car, it's slightly different. You want strong glutes and abductors to push your leg out into the seat or the door, depending, and that will keep you centered in the car. On a motorcycle, it's different. We want strong adductors so that way your leg sucks into the tank and you have better body control. Some more positions we see here, again, knees out wide and low. And we can kind of see through here that the spine is fairly neutral with regards to the position. The head is leaned over ever so slightly, and we have some cervical rotation. But again, we want to be able to see that the knees are wide and the spine is neutral. Okay, so with a couple of those figured out, let's go into the exercise. The exercise selection is front squats. The reason the front squat is so important is if we start from the top to the bottom, 1, the wrist is going to be cocked back into extension, which if you've ever gotten tired on that wrist while riding a motorcycle, it's likely from applying the throttle and having that wrist come underneath the hand. So being able to load that, you'll learn to get more comfortable in that position, which will transfer over to your actual being able to roll on full throttle and hold it there comfortably. Next, as we look at the thoracic, we want to be able to open up, especially this is important when it comes to braking. You're gonna have your knees in the same position, but as you brake, the chest is gonna come up, yet the force is gonna keep pushing us forward and we're gonna have to be pressing into the bars. So being able to keep an upright spine through that position is massive. As we sink down, the knees are gonna splay out and the hips are gonna drop right in between. This is where hip mobility is huge and that we saw in some of those positions from these MotoGP racers. Being able to do that allows you to get comfortable with opening up the hip, getting the knee out wide, and then leaning over top of it. When we're looking at sets and reps, we won't get too specific on that, but you're looking to improve the strength, not the size. So we're looking at probably 4 or less reps in this position, because what happens is, like in Formula One, a lot of weight added is gonna negatively affect your lap times. So if we are gonna add any weight, we'd wanna keep it low, which is why when you ride a motorcycle with a low center of mass, it's a lot more comfortable than one that has a very high center of mass. By improving strength, as we lean in and push on the peg, we can do so without causing much strain to the muscle. So we build that within the weight room so it becomes easier while we're actually on the racetrack. Anyways, that's just one recommendation of an implementation you can do in the weight room to help prepare yourself for the racing season. I'll also go over an upper body exercise, and surprise, that's going to be going over essentially braking performance and shoulder mobility, because that's where dominantly you're going to need your upper body. If you found this video at all informative or interesting, I'd appreciate that you subscribe, as I hope to be making more of these videos. I have a lot of time on my hand here in Australia, so I figured, why not? This is what I'm studying, this is what I'm good at, and heck, motorcycles are fun. Anyways, have a good one, guys.